Please stop making that noise with your mouth.
Ooh, are you one of those people that don't like the word moist?
I don't like mouth stuff. What?
Yeah, yikes. I would love it if you said that differently.
I don't. Like you. What are you drinking?
We're bibbing tonight. A little Heaven Hill bib, bottle and bond. So
I love that for
have,
you.
yeah, it is very good. It kind of matches my shirt.
You're very put together today. That's new for you.
Top hat, monocle, cane, fancy.
Okay. Are you using your back camera?
I am. We're doing it back end style.
Mm-mm. Never again will we say that.
All right. You said you don't like mouth stuff.
I really don't like mouth stuff.
You asked me what I was drinking. I'm drinking Heaven Hill bib. What? Let's drink it. Is it a
I'm
frog?
drinking.
It's a frog.
No. It's not a Frank. You got everybody all hopped up about me drinking a Frank out of a Frankenstein. And so now
Yeah. You're
I
liking
don't
it.
have a Frankenstein.
You're
So it's
like,
just sitting over there. I'm drinking Carmita. It's one of my daily drinkers, if you will.
yikes.
I like it because it's normally $10 a bottle. It's very good. It's Spanish wine. Or you can, I'm going to say a word and I need you to not be a fuck about it.
I make zero promises.
You can get a big bottle and it's called a Magnum and
Say,
it's more than two bottles and it's $20. So I like to buy it.
wait. Is it like two
Remember
bottles?
moments ago when I said, don't be a fuck about this?
Is it like two bottles side by each, or is it like
It's not for talking. It's not the topic of the day.
this is not a talking wine?
We did get a recent request that I had forgotten about. It's not worthy. Maybe it is worthy of an episode. I hope not, because I don't want to fight with you on this.
Listen, full disclosure, I never know what the topics are before we start. So like,
You never knows.
yeah, listen, we're just shooting fish in a barrel.
He never knows. Quite frankly, because I also never know. I have a list and I just keep referring back to it because there's a few things I want to talk about, but none of them, I just really don't want to fucking argue with you today. However, the coven, I knew
Can't,
you were going to get mad.
can't relate.
Paige asked a few weeks ago, and I immediately wrote it down on the list. I'm trying to think of the way she worded it, but here's how I worded it. Who's in charge of the pockets
You get me.
before
You get me.
laundry?
You get me in trouble.
Because I guarantee you Andy's in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
But she asked, and Paige has a lot of fun questions for us, but I don't even think this was one of them. I think she was just genuinely curious. It was like an am I the asshole situation because and to be fair, I'm not even sure I remember what side she was on, but whose responsibility are the pockets? Is it the person whose garment belongs to and or who wore it, or is it the person who is placing the garment in the washer?
Listen, I am not going to win any points for this conversation. So I have
I guess it's
opinions.
worthy of a whole episode then.
Would you like to start or no?
I don't I don't think I want to have this conversation.
Listen, I'm not excited about this one by any means, but like I am very much in love with the lady of the house. My fiancée, if you will. And she does a very good job of making sure that all needs are taken care of. And oftentimes,
Mhm.
more often than not, she does the laundry. I am not opposed to doing the laundry. I just don't ever want to put it away. Like I'll wash it and dry it all day long, but like folding and putting it
Hard
away,
facts.
like stab me in the face. I will wash any load of laundry that you want. So when she does this, she gets very mad uh, because she has to empty my pockets. She is choosing to empty my pockets because it is time in her mind to do the laundry, which is perfectly fine. Like, do you? Thank you for all of the wonderful things that you do to
Mm.
make sure that this house doesn't burn to the ground, except for unplugging the sandwich maker. But
Oh God.
I will throw my clothes upon the floor, and it's
Shocking to
it's
learn
not
about you.
it's not necessarily because they're dirty. It's because I no longer want to wear them currently, which does not mean although I can
Oh no.
understand why it would mean this to other people, it does not mean that they need to be washed, if you will. So if I am not ready to wash a pair of jeans that I normally like, I have my headphones in a pocket, I got the Zins in a pocket, the other pocket has two phones. Normally the phones come out of those pockets. I got a wallet, I got a comb, I've got a knife, right? So I've got like
Jesus Christ, will you just get a purse?
no, that
Grow up.
men wear cargo pants and cargo shorts for a reason, because of other reasons. So, anyways, when I put my clothes on,
Nobody buys cargo pants. Wait, nobody
I have some
wears
cargo
cargo
still.
shorts anymore.
I mean, I don't have the ones that like zip the legs off anymore, but I still have some cargos. I'm not trying to be out here flexing on people, all day, every day.
Yeah.
But when I put clothing on the floor, I understand that it is interpreted as these are now dirty. But in reality, it's I could potentially wear these again. And if I could potentially wear them again, I'm not going through the pockets. Now,
Got it.
sometimes the laundry gets done and I am not aware that it is laundry day. So
Mm,
I do not delineate between these actually need to be washed and like just leave them in a pile over here. And quite often, if not
mm,
always, there is still stuff in the pockets. And so when that happens, she does do an immaculate job
mm,
of two things. Number one, removing things from the pockets and also letting me know that there were still things in the pockets.
mm,
And those come with varying degrees of intensity. However,
mm-hmm.
it is the general rule that if something of mine gets washed and there was something in the pockets, it is not her responsibility if she was the one that did the washing.
So if she washes them and misses a pocket treat, she will not take responsibility for the consequence.
Nor should she, because
Nor should she.
she is not the one that put something in said pocket. Now, had I had done my due diligence and just taken the stuff,
You about to have me fucked up.
right, said like it's my responsibility. So like I have to have like a secret spot of clothes that aren't ready to be washed. Which therefore, if you go into the secret stash and there's stuff in the pockets, that's not on me. They weren't ready yet.
Can she hear us right now?
Not yet. But at some point, she is going to watch this, and you're going to get a phone call.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait. So, not no, I'm not as angry as I should be and or thought I would be. But I subscribe to the fact that if it's on the floor, it's to be washed. However, the hamper is right there.
Oh, the full stop. If you have a hamper, which we currently do not, because and I will own this one. Like we've been in this house since Thanksgiving, we have not unpacked. So up in our bedroom currently, sorry babe, we do not have a hamper. It is just floor. However, I will subscribe to the fact that if hamper is an option, if the clothes go in the hamper, whoever
Definitely
put
dirty.
definitely dirty, and whoever put them in the hamper is responsible for emptying out the pockets because
Okay. See, now we're
hamper
getting somewhere.
hamper is a green light as to this stuff needs to be washed. Whether it's you, whether it's me, whether it's a youngin, it doesn't matter. If it's in the hamper, like it is in I need to be washed mode. But if there's a hamper option and a floor option and something happens to be on the floor, that is not quite ready for prime time. Like those are not ready for somebody to do
But
something
it
with.
could be argued that the item on the floor could and probably should still be washed. You just didn't put it in the hamper because you wanted another wash out of it and or you were in a hurry.
You could make that argument. That is a argument that could be made. However, if you have an option for hamper and you put it on the floor, like that's not for you.
It's not for the washer.
That's not for anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a rewearable item, 100%.
So we have a hamper. It's a separate hamper. There's three holes. You could put three different versions of clothes because
Who
I,
was separating their laundry into three separate piles? I'm going to regret the answer to this question.
yep, you
Eh,
are.
Skip it.
Your time. No, we're not skipping this one. It's your turn to get roasted on the internet. Yeah, because I wear a lot of white clothes. I understand most people wear a lot of black clothes, dark clothes, color clothes because most of the people I know in my life, both personally and professionally, no one of us, come to think of it, is any good at eating food. And what I mean by that is no one I know can eat a whole meal without getting food on their clothes, I don't think. And if they can, it's a rare occasion. I feel like all of us have t-shirts that we're wearing and they say, let me taste it. And they get it on there.
Listen, I
So that's why I know a lot of my friends prefer to wear black and darker colored clothing. So one of my hamper holes, I don't love how that sounds.
yeah.
One of my hamper bags, that's not better. I don't,
Hamper
one third,
receptacles.
no, one third of my hamper contraption is all like whites undershirt. Like John wears a white undershirt, so all of our white undershirts go in there. Everything white that we own has its own home because there's a lot of it. I wear primarily white stuff. Then in the middle, second, third, what is it?
Second, second,
One third, second, third.
yeah. The
That's
next 33%.
second, third can't be it.
I mean, a straw only has one hole, so like we're all
Okay,
discombobulated.
this we're not. That's too soon, is what that was. The middle section is where all of the colorful clothes go. Like everything that's not white and or black goes in the middle, and then all of the like dark jeans, black undershirts, black socks, really dark stuff.
Well,
So
you
it's
know,
separated into thirds
to be fair, you don't have to wash black socks.
because they never get dirty.
Facts.
You were
Yeah.
supposed to say the next part.
No, I wanted to stop it there. You're trying too hard with your laundry. It all goes in. It all goes in the wash.
I also realize that a lot of people subscribe to the fact that it's all going in the wash. Go with God
Yeah,
now. Like,
it'll all come
may the
out in the
odds be
wash.
ever in your favor. If
Yeah.
you don't come out of the wash in one piece, this was a lifestyle that's not for you, that you were not made for this life in our family. I also understand that that's a separate conversation. The point I'm trying to get to is the hamper is on the outside of our closet where we don't typically get dressed. My bathroom is also the size of a normal person's master bedroom. You can get lost in there. There's two closets. We do not need all this space. So when I say this, I don't mean to sound pretentious. I'm just saying my hamper is way the hell over there. And we typically get undressed in the closet. So sometimes stuff is on the floor in the closet that should be in the hamper.
Maybe just move the hamper.
So, fun fact about having the hamper moved. The hamper used to be in the closet, and I know that used to be's don't make honey anymore, but my closet collapsed, if you don't
I
remember.
do remember that. Yeah. If
Yeah,
it fell down.
it fell down, all of it,
Yeah. I'm
which
gone.
was a nightmare. And so now I have where that stuff used to be, there's not room to have the hamper in there. The point is that I'm trying to make 9 minutes and 27 seconds later is that I subscribe to the rewearable clothes. Wow, I did not think I was going to be able to say that in one fell swoop. I subscribe to wearing clothes a second time. Here's my fun fact and trick. You have to find an inanimate object that's on the floor, but won't put your clothes on the floor. Because to me, it's a hard stop. If the clothes on the floor, it indicates to me it's got to get washed because that's gross. However, I have a little tote where all of our swim stuff is. I also have a contraption since my closet fell down that I can just lay a pair of jeans over. Some folks use their Peloton for this. They just lay a pair of clothes over the Peloton instead of putting it away or putting it in the hamper, which is why I asked you. Sometimes floor clothes were meant to go in the hamper, but they didn't end up in the hamper because we were in a hurry and or we were lazy. I said that because I have side floor objects where I put rewearable clothing items. So to
You
me, the floor is a hard stop, but side floor object indicates rewearable, and therefore I wouldn't wash that article of clothing. And now I'm out of breath.
Yeah, you are overcomplicating this. It sounds like you need multiple hampers. You need to be
I have three.
poly polyhamperable.
Polyhamperist.
Ooh, I don't like that, but it fits. Yeah.
So, in
If it's
conclusion,
if it's on the floor, it doesn't get washed. If it's laid over something with care, also doesn't need to get washed. If you give it the people's elbow inside of said hamper, that
yeah.
you're washing the mess out of it.
What about somebody who believes their article of clothing is not ready to be washed, but you know that it's ready to be washed? So if I'm saying something needs to be washed, or I just assume that something needs to be washed, but the other person has not indicated that, then it's my responsibility to empty the pockets.
Yeah, I definitely think he who smells it doubts it at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're making a unilateral decision to wash something that may be questionable as to whether or not it should be washed, if you're making a call like to the goes to spoils, empty out them pockets. But
Yeah.
if it's on the floor, it's not ready to be washed.
All right. So does Andy have to buy Paige new clothes? Because I feel like that probably happened.
I feel like
I
that's a
feel like that
different.
probably needed to happen.
I feel like that's a different question. Paige is a wonderful human being, and her husband should care about her immensely. So maybe a new outfit just for the sake of a cause, but like
Yeah.
because of the laundry argument, no,
I also don't know what the hamper situation is in the Parker household.
that's true. Listen, if the hamper didn't have a cap on one end, how many holes would it have?
Who has a cap on their hamper?
How do you make sure the clothes don't fall out the bottom?
You said cap. That indicates the top, donkey.
A cap does not necessitate the top. You do not want to have this conversation, I assure you, because
I think I
I'm
do.
gonna take this in a completely different direction.
If you cap something, you're putting something on the top of it.
You're putting a lid on one end.
You don't put a lid on a bottom, you put a bottom on a bottom. I don't
What?
like where this is headed. I am
Yep.
already getting angry.
What if it's horizontal and you put a cap on one end? That's not the top.
You put a stopper. It's not a cap at that point, it's a stopper.
I would argue there is no difference between a cap and a stopper. The
Yeah,
lid,
there is. The
the
direction of which you put it on.
what? Wait.
Yeah, caps
Wait.
are for the
So,
top.
so if I put a lid on something and I do it this way, it's a cap.
Uh-huh.
But if I turn
Yeah,
it this way and I put a lid on it this way, it's no
it's a
longer a cap.
stopper. It's a stopper.
Can a stopper be a cap?
Oh, this is one of those things. There's a word for this. A
Ridiculous.
cap can be a stopper, but a stopper can't be a cap.
But it all depends on the orientation of which you apply it.
Orientation.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that at all.
No, a cap can't be a stopper. A
Well,
cap has to go on top, and that's the end of that's it.
cap has to go on top. Like I get like you're wearing a hat or a cap.
Cap.
Like I can understand that. But if I put my
If you
hand,
put a cap on your butt, it becomes underwear.
what if I put my hat on if I'm doing a handstand?
Can you do a handstand?
Yeah, I could probably still do a round off, but it's gonna hurt.
Maybe don't do it right now.
Yeah, but if I put my hat on and I'm upside down, is it not still a cap?
Because it went on your head. Just because you're upside down does not mean that that's not the top of you.
Oh, now we're talking about the top of you. So this is where I did not want you to take this. You know what human
Oh no.
beings and starfish have in common?
I don't like this at all.
They start as a butthole.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's not how he started. He doesn't even have a belly button. Or maybe he does have
He
a
doesn't
belly
have
button.
a belly button?
No, he would have a belly button because he was birthed.
What?
Yeah. Also, do you know that your nipples are the same width apart as your eyeballs?
Oh, they're not.
Might be earlobes. Either
It's
way, that's weird
definitely earlobes.
for some.
Yikes.
But anyways, human beings and starfish start as a butt.
But you don't put a hat on an embryo. This is a
No,
conversation that I don't like anymore.
no. I'd also argue that a butyl is the middle and not a bottom.
That's
It
fair.
could be considered the tops of your legs, and if you understand that reference, we can be friends.
Listen, 100 points to Gryffindor if anybody gets the reference of your butt being the
You
top of
can
your
shove
legs.
it off the top of your legs. If you start as a butt, then isn't the butt the top? And then you're putting a cap on your bottom?
I'm going to put a cap in your ass, is what's going to happen.
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
We'll find out when we get flagged.
Yeah, yeah, that part's going to be beep.
So, anyway, who has a cap on their hamper?
It's a lid,
You mean
Patrick.
to tell me you just can't Kobe every article of clothing that you own because you
I
have a
don't.
top on your hamper?
I don't know
No,
if you're.
dumb.
I don't know if you're allowed to call it Kobe anymore.
Why? Is there a better shooter than Kobe?
Right now?
Maybe that's a different, no, that's a
Yeah,
different night.
yeah. You're missing the point of the question.
Why would you have a top on your hamper?
there's only one egress and one ingress. Egress and egress. Yeah, there's only one egress and one egress of your hamper, right? Because
Hmm.
part of it is closed. So that's one hole. It's like a sock.
Yeah.
If it didn't,
However,
if it didn't
here's the
have a,
question.
yeah.
What is the actual definition of a hole? Does a hole have to have an ending?
Think if a hole has an ending, it's two holes. That we're back to this again.
No, I'm saying, okay, I'm saying like a hamper and a sock is one hole,
Yep.
but is that actually a hole at that point, or is that a bucket?
Bucket has a hole.
A bucket is a bucket.
Ooh, if a bucket has one hole and a straw is a bucket,
Straw's
which
not a bucket.
it straw is a bucket without a bottom or a top, depending on how you're holding it.
Right. A straw is a bucket without a bottom, which makes it a hole.
Then it's two holes.
No, a straw is one hole. A bucket is a bucket.
No.
Yeah, from here on out, anything that has a bottom is a bucket and not a hole. Socks
What
are
if
buckets.
what if the bottom is on the top?
Then it's a cap.
Okay, how many holes does it have?
Wait, ask the question again?
If if a bottom, right?
Hmm.
If you turn it upside down,
Like an umbrella.
odd reference.
What else would you turn upside down?
There are so many things that you could potentially turn upside down that have a hole on one end and not a hole on the other.
Yeah, but what?
How
An
many holes?
umbrella.
How many holes does a beer bottle have?
One, it's a bucket.
Right, but if the bottom piece of a beer bottle wasn't there, how many holes?
One. Now it's a straw.
Yeah, so your beer bottle becomes
What
a
if you
straw.
drank beer through a beer bottle from a bigger bucket? That would be funny. Would you drown?
Depends. Can you swim?
Yeah.
No.
No.
If
A
you can if you
beer
can swim, then
bottle
you
is a
can't drown.
bucket.
A beer bottle
That's
is a
not true.
bucket.
Yeah, a beer bottle's a bucket. I have a headache.
But one hole can contain something. Two
That's a
holes it
bucket.
cannot. Two holes cannot.
Right. No, it's one hole.
No,
It's
no, it will fall out
one hole.
because
Everything else is a bucket. It's elementary, dear Watson.
again, wrong. Dad said he was going to start watching it at some point, but he hasn't yet. So, Dad, whenever you watch this, you're welcome, and we're sorry, right?
Hi, Dad.
But nobody's seen your Terry stuff. So you have not been flamed by the internet in ways in which you should have.
I don't think I made any Terry clips.
You did not Terry clip it.
I got real tired of editing that piece of shit file. Did we come to the conclusion?
To which question?
If you put your shit in the hamper, it better have empty pockets.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's in the
Yeah.
hamper, it should be empty for whoever is going to do said laundry at that point. If it's on the floor and you choose to do it, that's on you at that point. Now, in my case, where I don't have a hamper currently set up in this domicile, I get in trouble.
You should get a three-prong hamper.
No, you spent $700 on your 2 tin garbage can.
I love my garbage can.
Said no
It's
one
broke
ever.
3 times.
It's like your toilet flappers.
Bruh. Every toilet flapper in this house is broken at least 4 times.
Yeah, I fixed one of them.
More than that, because we've lived here for 4 years, and we have definitely replaced every toilet flapper more than twice.
Yeah,
You know what else sucks?
vacuum
Changing
cleaners.
out filters. Huh?
Vacuum cleaners.
I want to love you, but I need you to know how much I struggle to do it sometimes. What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know. We probably have a word that we have to argue about at some point.
Yeah, we can argue about a word. Let's argue about unthawed.
I don't know if that's a word.
I think that's the argument. Is
You said
unthawed a word?
you said unthought. I thought you said unsought.
Unsod?
Yeah,
Like the grass?
yeah.
Wouldn't that just mean to pick it up?
Well, you're talking about unthought. Use unthought in a sentence.
I can't because I don't think unthawed is a word. Where did that come from?
I mean, if it's unthought, wouldn't it be frozen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think unthought is a word.
Unthawed means still frozen.
Yeah, so just say frozen. And but
Unthawed means not having thawed.
yeah, let it go.
If you put an unthawed turkey in the fryer, the water inside the turkey will heat up and explode.
Also, if you put a frozen turkey, it'll do the same thing.
So why do we have to have unthawed if we have frozen?
I suppose there are different versions of not frozen. Like it could not be frozen and still be not unthawed, not thawed.
Wait, I need you to say that whole thing again.
I suppose there's different degrees, Matt, of frozen. So something could be not frozen, but also not unthawed.
Slushy.
Frosty. Milkshake?
No, I just don't. But wait, a milkshake, probably. So is there a situation or product, if you will, that could be unthawed but not just be frozen?
I believe the way that you would say that would be not thawed enough.
But it's still frozen. It's just in a varying state of frozenness. Like,
Listen,
why would I say unthawed turkey? I would just say it's a frozen turkey. I don't.
listen, you're not going to like this, but water is lava.
What?
Yeah. What is lava?
Magma. Liquid hot.
Magma. It is basically liquefied rock.
Fire rock.
Yeah, fire rock. What happens when an ice cube melts?
Water.
It is
Sad.
it is a liquid rock.
Ice isn't a rock.
What?
Oh no.
Ice is a solid liquid. If it melts, does ice not become magma?
The solid liquid is not a rock.
What?
No.
What do you mean no?
A rock is stone. A rock is sediment.
A
Water
rock,
is not sediment.
there's sediment in
I
your
was in,
water.
yeah, but that doesn't, no, that's a moot point. I was in math B.
Yeah.
No, ice is not a rock.
Ice is absolutely a rock.
No, ice is water. Do we even know a geologist? Who would know the answer to this in our Rolodex of friends? Sarah. Luke. Luke would know.
Luke would say it with his whole chest, and I would probably believe him, to be fair.
Yeah, there's not an instance where Luke says something with his whole chest that I don't go, yes, whatever that was is 99% probably true. I've learned that
Yeah.
I need to be different about that because he has lied to me.
Lava is a solid, turns into a liquid because it is heated up. So if you take an ice cube and you heat it up, it turns into lava.
That doesn't mean that it's a rock.
Ice is a rock. Listen,
Ice is not a rock.
what do you put in your driveway when you're about to get all this snow and ice?
Salt.
Rock, salt.
I think rock is a adjective and not a noun in that sentence.
I
Yeah, I
appreciate.
fucking crushed that definition. And
Nope.
adjective is a descriptor word.
I believe that
It
you
could be
believe.
this.
I believe that you believe it. Ice is a rock.
Yeah, I believe it.
Ice is a
No,
rock. And so if it
no,
melts, then it becomes lava. Water is lava?
no, no,
Yeah. Water is cold lava.
no. That's dumb. No one's going to believe you.
Well, I've heard being wrong is a thing. I have yet to experience it.
I struggle to love you.
She's making chili.
What? You can't just sniff around. You're like Monty with the cheese. Your little
Ooh,
mustache hair goes boing
little Chippendales reference. Lava.
like a rock. I was
Sunday,
born
Sunday,
in
Sunday.
Andy picks up.
Listen, what's God's first name? It's Andy.
I thought it was Harold.
No, Andy walks with me, Andy talks with me.
I
Yeah, it's Andy.
thought it was Harold.
No,
No, I think it's time that we're done talking to each other tonight.
no, I've had enough of your malarkey.
That's such a good word.
It's a fun word to say.
I get it confused with the comedian.
I don't understand that sentence.
John Malarkey.
No.
John Mulanani.
Milani?
Yes, the
Also,
comedian, John Malarkey.
Milani.
John Malarkey.
What is that? Right there. I don't know if you can see
Don't
my
do that.
mouse. I don't know if you can see my mouse moving, but I'm moving my mouse and it does.
Okay. Wow. Perfect.